Alright, and over at the 3 o'clock position on Xel'Naga Fortress, we have our purple Zerg player hailing from Team Liquid. That is Sheth. His opponent in the bottom left-hand corner from, that's not Zerg, it's actually SlayerS.Ryung. He is our red Terran player, and we are going for this. Oh, wow, already, look at that. I think that's actually hysterical. Ryung putting up the half on good luck. I'm sure he is to a degree, but it's like the very mannered, nice trolling.
Yeah, but that's still hilarious.
Yeah, it really is.
That's actually really funny, because I've never seen Ryung say anything like that to anyone else, and I've watched tons of his games. So,
yeah.
I mean, he's obviously watched a lot of Liquid.Sheth games, and just kind of poking fun at him a little bit right there.
Right, of course.
The over-enthusiastic half
48 chins on the smiley face, so, yeah.
48 chins. Some serious jowls on that smiley.
And Ryung mineral stacking right away to give himself that extra economic boost. I love it. He's a player who can play very fast if he needs to, and you got to do something at the beginning of the game to occupy your interest a little bit. Players will sometimes mindlessly spam between control groups just to warm up their hands and get them prepared as the game goes along, but Ryung putting his actions to use.
Indeed. I'm not sure how I feel about the mineral stacking. I mean, it definitely requires a lot of attention, and sometimes they do bounce off and go to the nearest patch.
Sure.
If you get the timing off just by a little bit, just a millimeter, sometimes they'll rotate to a different patch. And then also, I feel like those patches are going to mine out earlier. So
that is true, yeah.
At some point in the game, is it still a benefit? But those early resources are more important earlier on in the game.
Yes, I mean,
so I think having that benefit early on is probably better.
And if you play them into expand builds as well, because then you get the extra mineral resource allocation already, and you can spread out your SUVs and lessen the impact on the closer mineral fields. Maybe that helps a little bit. As far as maybe you wouldn't want to do it for certain builds. I don't know. I'm just speculating at this point, but. There we have it. Ryung did decide to put down gas first. Sheth is going to pick up on that. Or not gas first, but he decided to put down gas and not just go into a gasless FE or anything along those lines. Sheth going ahead and throwing down a spawning pool extractor afterwards, so it's going to be a little bit later to speedlings.
Yeah, and I don't think I'll have a problem with that. I think he's probably going to open up with Reactor Hellion here. I mean, we've been seeing that build out of almost every Terran exclusively lately, and then generally they will follow that up with reactor powering with the factory, add some additional reactors, get your 4 racks all situated, set up, and ready to go into the mid-game and just power Marines.
The reactor powering build was actually featured on the Team Liquid strategy section. There's a big thread about it right now. So
I hope Natigas got some credit for that.
I hope so as well.
I doubt he did.
I think they pointed it out as saying that they heard about it on this stream. So, but maybe we can get in there and provide a little bit of input. But you are correct. It is Reactored Hellions. No real surprise. That's pretty much been status quo lately. And the building positioning was
they made
actually
a thread about what I was talking about?
Yeah, on reactor powering. They were talking about how viable it is in different matchups and against what builds, things like that.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
There you go. We have power!
It's just nice to know that people are listening.
Yeah, certainly.
You know, sometimes the analysis, I feel, just goes right over people's heads from time to time, but it's nice to know that there's
people are
a group of people out there that
actually
really appreciate deep analysis.
And no real surprise out of Sheth moving into a pretty macro state. It's what he likes doing. Spinecrawler coming up at the front. As soon as he got gas, he decided to pull everything off of that immediately. No extra gas, not even keeping just one drone mining gas so he can eventually move over into roaches. If he decides to make that transition, it'll be between an additional 1 or 2 assimilators going up.
Ooh.
Or extractors, I'm sorry.
And it looks like Ryung is actually grabbing his 3rd and 4th Hellions. Sometimes you will see him just grab 2 off the bat and then immediately start switching those add-ons. And I love the quick tech lab on the barracks as well, just in case they try and do some kind of an early roach push, which I've seen Sheth actually do a lot lately. He'll do a 7-8 roach push. He's obviously not doing it this game. But
Sheth has just been unpredictable, and that's actually what I like about it. I mean, he'll go from just all-out 2, possibly 3 roachling all-in, kind of what you were alluding to there, or he'll just decide to go into mass macro mode, take after his teammate Rhett. Sometimes he just decides to rush drop play. I mean, he throws so many different looks at you, and you can never tell if he's going to be super aggressive or pull up until about the last moment.
Yeah, love the placement of the Evo right there, just preventing the Hellions from getting up and around. Second Spinecrawler as well. I don't think he really has to worry about a run by here. I don't think Ryung's going to commit to it, just given the position that Sheth really has. And look how much Sheth has invested there. Just a second Spinecrawler, 2 Zerglings, and the Queen. I think he has 2 lings back there. Okay, now he has some additional lings. Cancels the spine crawler, realizes that it's really not even necessary now that he has speed lings out at this point.
I agree.
And when will he start to work out and take some map control? Looks like he's going to engage those Hellions with the Queens, push them back a little bit. But Ryung just doing such a good job. Basically what he's doing right now is just containing Sheth for as long as possible, preventing him from taking the third for as long as possible, and denying any kind of potential creep spread.
And he shifted into siege tanks really early, and this just having complete and utter map control allows him to make the switch without having to overcommit to Marines or wait on his tech.
But I wonder if he's going to do the quick combat shield Marine tank push. Generally, when we see players open up with quick tank like this,
no add-ons.
No add-ons.
Yeah, so it's not like he's going to go right to stim and try and time off of that. So
he might actually just do the push without combat shield, just all Marines. There's a tech lab.
Yes.
We'll have to see what upgrade he grabs on that. But if he does grab combat shield, definitely look to see Ryung hit some sort of a early mid-game timing push with siege tanks.
Sheth is making a ton of lings. He's doing nothing but just spending endless cycles of larvae on his lings. Looks like he's going to send out a drone to take a third here in a second, as he did bank a few too many resources. There's a Baneling nest, but I don't know if that's going to be up enough in time for him to be able to properly defend this push. This is going to be very, very strong. Sheth is going to need a lot of units on the field to be able to take care of this.
Also, the fact that he's kept those 4 Hellions alive the entire time, those are going to mix very well into the push. They're going to help a lot dealing with all those lings. And I love that he kept those 4 Hellions alive. And wow, working up with his siege tanks very, very quickly here. Getting a good spread going. Additional Marines coming in. We do have combat shield coming from Ryung as well. So this is going to be the combat shield siege tank timing push here from Ryung. I feel maybe a little bit late on the combat shield. He took quite a while to get that add-on going. But there's a backstab coming from Sheth into the natural right now. And that might be able to get in and do some serious damage. Great work from Sheth here. All of this is going to go down for Ryung. He's losing all of his SCVs from the natural as well. That siege tank will go down. But can Sheth hold at the natural here?
I don't know. This is going to be pretty close. Sheth is trying to put up as many lings as he can. He's got another hat trick going up at the top left as well. Looks like this was finally walled off, but this expansion is actually going to take a bunch of damage. No, it looks like he is just going to prepare for the flank as he has lost his first line of defense. The evolution chamber goes down, and now economy is being threatened significantly. A couple of Hellions are going to go down, but these tanks are offering a bunch of support at the back. But here come the lings, and a couple of tanks are going to fall.
Sheth's got enough to break it here.
He does.
And that, I believe, might seal the deal for him. I mean, not only did he stop the first push of the Terran, which is huge.
Yes.
If you crush the first push from a Terran like that, his third just went up as well, and he killed 18 SCVs at the natural. Ryung is in an atrocious position right now.
Yeah, he really is.
It can't get any worse as a Terran player. You just lost your entire natural worth of SCVs, and that, my friends, is why we build bunkers. A single bunker behind those supply depots right there, where that tank is, could have potentially held that entire Zergling.
Yeah, we didn't check up on this wall when he was making this. I really thought he was going to build this across, or at least a little bit farther, and put that, you know, bunker like right there in the middle, like we've seen a lot of players do.
Yeah, I don't even mind the wall the way he has it. He just needs a bunker.
Yes.
Because surround it with the SCVs, mass repair.
That's true. Right here with 7 ranged Marines that are inside of it, because they get the +1, it would just, it would be able to defend everything.
And the key is just not losing the SCVs, right?
Sure.
You can pull the SCVs off the mineral line. Right. Losing a little bit of mining time to a backstab is fine. Losing 18 SCVs to a backstab is almost irrecoverable. Yeah. But it is Ryung.
Without those additional 20-something lings that Sheth was able to bring back, after he did economic damage to begin with, killing 18 SCVs, that's what allowed him to clean up the push anyway. So, okay, let's take a look at where things are. Sheth has 3 bases very well saturated, 64 drones at the moment. Surprised no macro hatch has gone down, but looks like he was just saving up resources to invest in Mutalisks. He's got quite a few of those coming up, and he'll have more because he's got so much gas banked at the moment.
Yeah, he certainly does. He does have dual evolution chambers up right now, so he is going to be spending some of that gas on upgrades, but 13 Mutalisks on the way right now for Sheth. I love the transition here. I don't know that Ryung is prepared for it. Let's see if he has any turrets up at the main or the natural.
1 and nothing up at the main.
Anything covering the production? No.
Not at all.
And wow, Ryung only working off of 3 Raxes right now, and look at his add-ons.
And let's see here.
Not very much Marine production. At this
Stim's
point
not
in the
even
game,
done, yeah,
at this point in the game, you want 5 Raxes, all with reactors, pumping Marines, and you want to be working towards your third. and he is going to try and get his third here, but I feel like with the Mutalisk harass from Sheth, especially if he gets into the main, because there are no turrets there. Let's hope he realizes the natural is a foregone conclusion as soon as he goes in, then heads over to the main and starts doing some real harass.
Well, we do have a drop coming out for Ryung now.
It does get scouted by that Zergling, though.
Yeah, so we'll see if Sheth shift over any forces. No, he may not have noticed it. A little worried about his Mutalisks down at the bottom left. All the forces are coming back to prepare for that, and that's going to occupy Ryung's attention for a little while. No Mutas go down, a couple take some shots, and here comes the drop.
Well, Sheth does have more than enough to clean up this drop, so... Oh, wow. Ryung actually forgot to issue his drop command.
Oh, wow. And getting pushed away by a single queen. That'll allow him to move all of his lings up in position, and that drop was just shut down.
And the Mutas are most definitely going to track that down. And they are already on an intercept course. The Mutalisk pack headed to the top left, and they will be able to clean up all those Marines and the medevacs, so doing 0 damage with the drop. Not the biggest deal in the world, but compound that with the fact that you just lost 18 SCVs in the early game.
Yes.
Due to a push. Things are not looking good for Ryung right now. He is clearing up a little bit of creep in mid, and he has managed to secure his third with a PF.
And I think that's where he can possibly come back into this game. Because
the fact that Ryung is making a game out of this is quite impressive.
Right. Well, you know, Sheth hasn't exactly been all that aggressive. He's just trying to continue to take his macro advantages and move on. Now he's taking bases 4 and 5, starting to extend himself on the Ryung side of the map.
I think even a July Zerg-esque heavy Baneling push after killing those 18 SCVs would have been a really good idea on Sheth's part.
And we'll see what he follows this up with now. It looks like it's just going to be now the 19 Mutas that are in the air with 4 more on the way. This is going to be an enormous Muta package just 17 minutes into the game. More missile turrets are coming up, but those are not really going to be able to stay up very long. Sheth decides to run away. Thought he was going to engage that small group of Marines that came out, but with reinforcements coming down, that's going to put an end to that.
Finally, we do have a Thor on the way. It's going to help him out quite a bit dealing with these Mutalisks.
His infrastructure is still not
I mean,
he's got
looking very good
4 racks in 2 factories, and that's all he's been producing off of.
Hardly any add-ons, and it looks like Sheth might be committing to an attack here, coming in with Lings and Banelings. I don't know if this is the right moment for Sheth to be doing this. He's attacking into the PF as well. I think he's actually going to lose quite a bit here. And yeah, Ryung definitely coming out ahead in that exchange. I mean, yes, he did weaken the tank count a little bit, but he was attacking into a very fortified defensive position right there.
Right.
I think waiting for Ryung to move out and then pouncing would have been a much, much better decision on Sheth's part. But, you know, he's still well ahead in supply.
Yeah, and he's on 5 bases that really haven't been pressured. We do have an SCV at the top left-hand corner. Actually hasn't seen that base yet, so that's a little unfortunate. But another little swing by is going to come here. There's really no tanks that are ready for this, and this actually could do quite a bit of damage. There's the Marines finally coming in with the support, the Thor support behind that as well. And these Lings really actually aren't going to end up doing all that much.
No, they're really not. They will get cleaned up by that small pack of Marines, and the Mutas still... Oh, free tank, and I'll take that, count it. And the Muta pack is still roaming around. He's doing a good job controlling the map, controlling airspace. Love the sensor tower from Ryung.
Yeah, there's no Zelnaga tower here, so he's just made himself one with siege tanks and a sensor tower. And these missile turrets are actually falling down. We're going to need to see some units here in a hurry, or some economy is actually going to fall. I think 1, maybe 2 Mutas went down in that little strike, but he disrupted economy, killed all the turrets, and deflected the Thor for quite a long period of time. At the same time that he did a Ling run by, in total he has killed 41 workers.
God. To 0.
Yes. He has not lost a single drone this entire game.
TZ.
Yeah.
Sheth's playing a phenomenal game right now.
He really is.
I mean, really kind of just making me question my earlier
I'm right there with you. We both said that, you know, Ryung was a clear favorite in this set, but Sheth is playing so solid. He's not taking any unnecessary risks. He did have the questionable decision when he decided to attack headlong into the planetary fortress, but you got to figure he was at a point where he thought, okay, I'm on 5 base now. I can remax pretty easy. I can even free up supply, get some more Mutas on the field, but...
Count it. Another free tank right there as well.
But no, he's just played so intelligently this whole game.
And look, his Mutas are already en route to intercept this drop. It was scouted by, what was that in the left side there?
That was just
a ling?
A couple of lings,
and
yeah.
he continues to have lings in the proper positions to scout all of these drops, and he's cleaned them up beautifully. Not a single drop has made it past his defensive line and done any damage.
Yeah, and he's already taken half the map, and that is actually increasing, and bye-bye, poor SEV. A bunch of units running down to the bottom right. Sheth is max, and it looks like he wants to assault the planetary fortress once again. Looks like he's going to try and free up some defenses first. He temporarily unsieged, but he's back on that now. However, Ryung really doesn't have a way to defend his production in any way, shape, or form.
No, he does not.
All right, so we'll see if Sheth decides the moment is right and wants to swing in. Looks like he was waiting for Carapace level 1 to finish.
Finally hitting the undefended main. I was waiting for this. This is going to cause all sorts of problems for Ryung. Sending the lings in first here, they will kill a few tanks, and the lings up top do get taken out, but he has the potential to run by with his banelings here into the natural, and those are going to take out the rest of his SCVs, and that is game, folks.
Yeah.
Ryung is done.
Yep, and that's 66 workers gone. You called it. There's the GG, and Sheth wins game number 1 of Fight Club.